Book of Heaven, Volume 11, June 29th, 1914. How the creature who lives in the divine will takes part in the actions ad intra of the divine persons. As some authoritative people read what is written on March 17th, that one who does the will of God takes part in the actions ad intra of the divine persons, etc. They said that it was not like that, and that the creature does not enter into this. I was left pensive, though calm and convinced that Jesus would make the truth known. Then, finding myself in my usual state, I saw an interminable sea before my mind, and many objects inside this sea. Some of them were small, some bigger. Some remained on the surface of the sea and were simply wet. Others went down to the bottom, becoming soaked with water inside and out. Others then went down so deep as to become dissolved inside the sea. Now, while I was seeing this, my always lovable Jesus came and told me,
"My beloved daughter, did you see that? The sea symbolizes my immensity, while the objects, different in size, the souls who live in my will. The different ways of being, some on the surface, some down, some dissolved within me, vary according to how they live in my volition, some in an imperfect way, some in a more perfect way, and others reaching the point of dissolving completely in my will. Now, my daughter, my ad intra about which I spoke to you is precisely this. Sometimes I keep you together with me, with my humanity, and you take part in my pains, in the works, and in the joys of my humanity. Some other times, drawing you inside of me, I make you to be dissolved within my divinity. How many times have I not made you swim within me, keeping you so deep inside of me that you could see nothing but me, inside and outside of yourself? Now, as I kept you within me, you took part in the enjoyments, in the love, and in all the rest, always according to your little capacity. And even though our works ad intra are eternal, the creatures can still enjoy the effects of those works in their lives, according to their love. Now, when the will of the soul is one with mine, and I place her inside of me, and she renders herself indissoluble, always as long as she does not move from my will, what is the wonder if I said that she takes part in the works ad intra? Besides, from the way it is explained further down, if they wanted to know the truth, they could have known very well the meaning of my ad intra, because the truth is light to the mind, and with light things can be seen as they are. But if one does not want to know the truth, the mind is blind and things cannot be seen as they are, and so they raise doubts and difficulties, remaining more blind than before. Besides, my being is always in act. It has no beginning and no end. I am old and new, therefore our works ad intra have always been, are and will be, and always in act. So through the intimate union with our will, the soul is already within us, and therefore she admires, she contemplates, she loves, she enjoys. She takes part in our love, in our enjoyments, and in everything else. Why, then, was it inappropriate for me to say that one who does my will takes part in the actions ad intra?
While Jesus was saying this, a simile came to my mind. A man marries a woman. The two have children and are so rich, virtuous, and good as to make whomever might live with them happy. Now, if someone, touched by the goodness of this couple, wants to live together with them, does he not come to partake in their riches and in their happiness? And by living together with them, does he not feel himself being infused with their virtues? If this can be done humanly, how much more with our lovable Jesus?